Hi, so I'm gonna start off the assignment by the extra credit assignment. So this is the engine demo running. Uh, you can see it in here. Uh, so yeah, this is what I'm running. Other than that, the main pa1, I'm basically using the code provided by you. So if I start it up, the first thing is the add to the front, and I've basically been overloading the manager uh, constructor and basically creating a new manager and printing out these four nodes. They all are on the active list because the reserve list has gotten empty. It starts with the 0 and we have added 4, so now there is nothing on the reserve list. If I continue, add to the end would have been a similar method. Both of them are in the manager. First, they use the private field reserve pool to grow the reserve list by delta grow, and then they call the d-link add to the front, which is typical linked list, doubly linked list add to the front methods with the following conditionals. Add to the end is pretty much the same. After this, there is removing the node, and removing the node is another method in the manager. If I could open this, and we basically remove from the active list, wash it. The wash method is in the node, and it basically sets the uh, values of the node that we have just removed to uninitialized and 0, and then we add to the front because we do not care about order when it comes to the reserve list. So we add to the front in the reserve list. After removing, the next thing was add before a node. So this is another method in manager. It again checks for the reserve list if it has anything or not. Then it grows it by delta grow, calls a typical method we are following in all of our methods. uh, D-link add before node, we call it, it's in the D-link, and it has various conditionals. Basically, this is the important one. We are creating a whole new node and adding that node before the node that is asked by our that we provide in the function. So it says basically add before cat. So we are adding fish before cat using this method call. If I continue, the next thing is memory pooling. Memory pooling basically is, we have been doing it already, but what it is like we are gonna grow our reserve list by 3. I mean, our reserve list will have 3 elements, and it will grow by 2 elements. So if I can show you, it's basically right now reserve list has 3 elements here, and if I add one, it goes to the active list. If I add one more, uh, it goes to the active list. I think I added 2 more. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I did add 2 more. So they go to the active list, but when the next element gets added, it will go to the active list, and uh, only one will remain in the reserve list because reserve list grows by 2. So this is what memory pooling is basically. We are reusing the nodes again and again instead of creating new and saving on the new calls. The next method is the find method, and find method, what it does is it's again called, if I can open this, it again calls a find method in the manager. It uses a typical while loop to iterate through the active list because we are finding in the active list. And we downcast to check if the name we are trying to find is in the active list. If we find it, we break, and that's how we found dog. So thanks a lot. This was my presentation for today. Thank you.